With a WWE star seemingly teasing her exit from the company and more, this is Wrestling Rambles. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Mentioning the recent Summerslam event, Kevin Nash revealed that he requested to be involved, saying this on his podcast. "I asked if I could be involved in Summerslam. I asked if I could be the master of ceremonies. Deaf ears, baby. I guess they didn't want this liberal anywhere near that program. I would have been great with a camera crew like outside Ford Field, talking with the Detroit fans and the fans from around the world that came in. I think that they think that I would just probably have said no, but I wouldn't have actually done it because I was there for High Spots WrestleCon." Speaking about his good friend in AEW, CM Punk, Dax Harwood told DAZN Wrestling, "I think that Punk is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. You look at his track record, his resume, and the things that he's done in professional wrestling, especially when the business at one point was completely against him, and what he represented and who he was, and he made a name for himself and became one of the biggest stars our industry's ever seen. AEW having, in my opinion, up there with Roman Reigns, the biggest name in professional wrestling today, only helps everybody else and the company because it's bringing more eyeballs to the product. He also has something to prove. I don't think he's come back just for nostalgia as a nostalgia act. I think he's come back to reclaim his spot as the best in the world." Yesterday, a clip was posted showing WWE star Dolph Ziggler making an appearance on the Young Bucks YouTube show Being the Elite.
Did you hear that the Jackson brothers re-signed with All Elite Pro Wrestling?
Tito and Michael?
Dude, I can't put this on. You're not in the...
You absolutely
Oh wait, I put you on last week and no one said anything.
You put me on 7 times now. At least my voice or my hands or...
I'll edit this so it's like a TikTok thing.
What does that mean?
No one will know it's you. They'll be like, oh, it's Barbie meme.
It's a Barbie meme.
Barbenheimer.
Yeah.
With the people laughing about the... Don't laugh about the new food. You know how many lives were at...
As Thunder Rosa is looking to make an in-ring return to AEW following her injury, she recently said this on Busted Open Radio. "If everything goes well, I'll be having my first 5-minute match. A year since I've been injured. It's been a year, and it's hard to look back at it. I'm doing a lot better some days because of the pressure and because I'm training a lot. I get a little scared because I don't want to get re-injured. I still have the injury, it hasn't went away. The only thing that went away are the tears in my back. I'm a little nervous, not gonna lie." Rosa says she prays every morning and every night that things go well and she's on the road to recovery full speed. This is the way it's gonna happen. Explaining how LA Knight is selling the most merchandise in WWE currently, Fightful reported that, for those asking about LA Knight, we're told that a major portion of his sales come digitally via the partnership with third-party outlets. On those lists, we're told that Knight has individual shirts that are right up there with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. However, the lists we often see emerge from the best sellers aspect doesn't factor in live events, where Cody, Roman, and the names mentioned above see their merchandise move heavily. In fact, we learned that there was a point of contention internally recently regarding the lack of merchandise for LA Knight at certain live shows of late. Following Monday Night Raw, Sami Zayn would cut an emotional promo in Winnipeg. Here's the clip.
At Dylan O'Connor's Irish pub here about 15 years ago. And I know this sounds like something that we would say in every town, everywhere we go, but I'm telling you, I mean it when I say this. I love Winnipeg. I love this city. It is a hard-working city. It is an honest city. It is an unpretentious city. These are hard-working people, and what you see is what you get.
Recently, Rob Van Dam made his debut in AEW as he faced off against Jack Perry for the FTW title on Dynamite. Talking about this online, RVD noted that some fans are saying I did WWE wrong by appearing on AEW. I wonder if they would all eat if I revealed that I had permission to do it, or would they just move on to puke out the next meaningless BS that comes out of their mouths? Yeah, I figured. I'll keep it to myself for now. On Twitter, former TBS champion Jade Cargill posted somewhat of a status update as she has been away from programming since May. She wrote, "Now to plan another vacation." With it previously reported that CM Punk had a backstage confrontation with Ryan Nemeth over a tweet, more details were provided. As it was said, at that Dynamite, PW Torch sources indicated Punk confronted Nemeth in the locker room. The story conveyed to PW Torch is that Punk cornered Nemeth in the locker room, got inches from his face, and angrily and aggressively asked if they had a problem or if they needed to settle things outside. Punk cited to Nemeth that his comments on Twitter inflamed existing tensions and that the optics of the tweet sent a bad message. This incident was witnessed by numerous wrestlers and was characterized as awkward and weird. Nemeth moved the argument to the hallway, where Punk continued to berate him, according to our sources. Nemeth defended his judgment in calling Punk soft, since Punk fired the first shots at the Bucks. Punk pushed back that his timing was bad and worked against the public image they were going for, that everyone was either on the same page or at least not inflaming prior issues. Nemeth then asked Punk if he shouldn't react to things Punk says on TV. Punk says that'd be the right choice at that time. Then they shook hands, but apparently the tension was still high as they went their separate ways. Nemeth confided the incident in friends backstage and asked how to handle the situation. Nemeth has almost no leverage in AEW compared to Punk, who is a much bigger star, so Nemeth backed off and laid low, since his job could be at risk if Punk spoke out behind the scenes against him. He even has since deactivated his Twitter account. PW Insider added that, in regard to the Ryan Nemeth situation, one AEW talent believed that him being sent home may have been precipitated by Nemeth walking around and saying hello to everyone at the hotel before the taping, but not stopping and saying hello to CM Punk and others Punk was with. The talent noted that several weeks ago, Punk had held a locker room meeting about trying to keep the Collision locker room as drama-free as possible, and that with Nemeth having knocked Punk on Twitter around the time he returned to the ring in Chicago for the Collision premiere, that would fly in the face of that. Taking to social media, Dolph Ziggler would show support for his brother Ryan Nemeth. He can be seen in a photo wearing Ryan's t-shirt as he wrote, "I can't stand that scumbag hunk, but it is Hunk Appreciation Day, so I will abide and be a hunk. How are you celebrating? Hashtag Hunk Appreciation Day." In a video, Rhea Ripley can be seen pinning Dominik Mysterio up against a wall. When it comes to the relationship between the Elite and CM Punk and AEW, Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful noted that Punk claims to people that he talks to that he still wants to sit down with Hangman Page, Young Bucks, and Kenny Omega, but they refuse. Those we spoke to say that Hangman Page generally avoids the situation and has not been interested in working with Punk, at least over the last year or so. With CM Punk taking a shot on the microphone at Hangman Page after AEW Collision, it appears that he apologized. As Brian Alvarez noted on Wrestling Observer Radio, what I can say is he did in fact send a text message to Hangman Page apologizing for the promo on Saturday. That is from both sides. That did happen. He did apologize to him via text message. Staying on this topic, this was said on Wrestling Observer Radio regarding the situation between the Elite and CM Punk. Not one, but I've had two people who pretty much said in the last 2 days that are not names anyone would come up with in this discussion, who basically told me like, this thing is going to be a giant explosion. It's going to be terrible for the company unless it's nipped in the bud right now. And when it happens, you know, you can see it happening and whatever. Ringside News wrote that it was also noted that if the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega and Hangman Page didn't re-sign with AEW, then they wouldn't have this issue. The fact is that they did re-sign, so now Tony Khan has to navigate these waters as so many people seem to be mad at each other on his roster. Taking to social media, Lacey Evans would seemingly tease that her WWE contract is coming up as she posted a GIF that said how many days left. Her most recent appearance was during a dark match on the July 7th edition of SmackDown against Zelina Vega, as she last competed on television in a loss to Charlotte Flair back in June. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.